our next topic is also trending on social media and all the different platforms right now. And it is juicy, juicy, juicy. So here at the Rooftop Roundtable, we thought we would talk about it a little bit. Unfortunately, one of our hostess is not here tonight. She had some family.
Miss you, Tashina.
She has some family obligations, but we wanted to keep it going. So, what are we talking about tonight, Nicole?
Oh my goodness, Will and Jada. Oh my, we have been waiting for them to tell us their side of the story, and my oh my, have they told us their story. So, if you have not been following, August Alsina a couple of weeks ago told us that he was in some form of a relationship with Jada, right? And he came out and he was in his emotions, and pretty much everyone was giving their take on it. And today, out of nowhere, Will and Jada sat at the red table and Jada told her story. And I'm so glad that I'm with you ladies, like we always do on a Friday night, so we can discuss and tell each other what we think about what was said today.
Well, it started with Miss Jeannie. Well, actually, Tashina sent it to us in a text about it. And Jeannie said, oh, I got to tell y'all, we got to talk about this week. And we're like, okay, we had not planned to tape tonight.
But I'm thankful y'all dropped it on a Friday.
Yes. It gives us some juice to talk about.
Yes. Jeannie, what you think?
I mean, as soon as for the record, I'm the slow responder in the group chat. And I had a free moment this afternoon. I checked my iPhone and saw Sheena sent the link to the interview that Jada and Will did. And you know how you just open up your phone and you click on the link and you don't know what to expect?
Yes.
I found myself stopping in the middle of an appointment, glued to my phone, like, I just kept like going on and on. So I watched the entire clip and I called the ladies on FaceTime, like, we got to talk about this. Because I was absolutely surprised about the response. And I just needed to talk to somebody about it. So here we are tonight. Let me take my glasses off. Probably a lot of people have had conversations or thoughts about it.
All over social media.
We definitely want to share some voices, our perspectives on just really, how the conversation went. And for the record, I am glad they controlled the narrative. That they came out together as a husband and wife team.
Absolutely.
To sit in front of the camera, a very vulnerable spot. So I totally respect that.
Yes.
I just wasn't expecting to hear what I heard.
Right.
And so we all know that there has been a lot of allegations and rumored stories over the years about their marriage. Mm-hmm. They know the truth or what goes on, but it was really refreshing, I think, for me to see Will. So I'm Team Will tonight. Not that I'm not Team Jada or Team Smiths, but I'm Team Will tonight because he did so good, in my opinion, with like...
Why he didn't jump over and choke her?
I don't think he would have jumped over and choked her because I think it's some strong love there and they've grown. But for him to... I love when Will turned the tables and was like, okay, now I'm going to put the shoe on the other foot. I'm going to ask you like you would ask one of your guests. What really happened?
Right.
And so I just didn't expect it. I didn't think he would really be transparent from what I saw for him to say, okay, so what really happened? And so I was really surprised, but I'm glad that he asked the question because we were all thinking it. So Team Will, for the record, I'm happy they had the conversation.
I have mixed on it. Because I actually saw the interview probably sometime last year or the year before that Jada did with August Alsina. And it was talking about his drug addiction and his connection with them and the family and how Gammy, Jada's mom, had gone through drug addictions and all that kind of stuff. So when this whole story came out with him talking about it, I knew that he had some type of connection with her. I didn't know it was on that level of actual relationship or intimacy. I knew that he was in love because it's possible, from my perspective, I think it's possible to fall in love with someone not just off of intimacy. You can actually love a person just because they're a part of your life and they're important to you. And it can be someone of the opposite sex. So I'm kind of mixed on it. And as far as everybody's talking about, Will is hurt. I think he's more hurt and crushed that they have to discuss their personal relationship and their personal situation, entanglement, if you want to call it, amongst the world. Because what you do behind closed doors should be your business.
Right.
And unfortunately, they found themselves in this situation, and it probably was something that was private. And it seems that Will and Jada has put that behind him. And I think the emotion or the facial expression or the emotions people are reading from Will is more of his frustration of, here we go again. I got to put my personal life out on the table to everybody else when I just want to live. What can me and my wife move on? As well as he's probably thinking, this is a dead subject. This happened a couple years ago. Why is this now relevant? And this man is trying to use our family situation to potentially boast his album or to make himself relevant again or whatever August Alsina's purpose of putting this out. Because it's kind of like, why did you even need to put that out to everybody? Because we sit and we talk about things as friends and as women. And there's some things that I may talk to Jeannie about, and there's some things I may talk to Nicole about. But so there's certain things that which friend you can discuss stuff with. And I just think with this August, man, I don't really feel like there's some things you just need to keep. Everything ain't meant for social media, and that kind of ties into the situation we were talking earlier about with T. Was everything ain't for social media, people.
I agree. Everything is not meant for social media, and the part, Nicole, we definitely want to hear your perspective, but the part that the reason when I called you ladies is when I had to rewind a couple of times, and Jada shared she hadn't had a conversation with him herself recently. And so for it to come and surface now, was surprising to her. So, we all have probably some things that we could undo, redo,
Absolutely.
or just not do at all. And to know that there was that level of emotion for all parties involved, really, to me, I felt like, wow, this is totally unscripted, and just, I don't really know what to expect. But my prayer is that everybody gets healing from it.
Absolutely.
I really felt like I was sitting there at the side of the red table in their kitchen with them, like, this is some deep therapy stuff,
Yeah.
So that was my take on it.
Yep.
Nicole?
Well, since it is in social media and out there, I'm just going to talk about some of the things that I picked up from it. One, Jada is not released from all issues, okay? So, and neither is August Alsina. Since it's been brought to the forefront, I want to talk about some things. Since it's already out there, I want to talk about some things. Both were in a hurting place when they were in this relationship, right? So everybody wants to blame, Jada for getting into this relationship with this young man, right? Why that he was in this messed up place. He was sick, as they kept saying. I was like, why they keep saying he was sick? He was hurt. He was in a mental state, but she was also in a hurting state too, because their marriage was broken up, right? And so they both were in a hurting state. So they were two consenting adults that were in a relationship, right? So that was that. Another thing that I picked up on was the fact that she kept using the word entanglement. And I kept saying, female, you are from Baltimore. Why are you using this word entanglement? Why are we... And I'm so glad Will brought out the Philly side of him and was like, look, Jada, say what it is. It's a relationship. Because I was like, entanglement? And then she was talking about her journey, cheating in her journey. I'm like, girl, you was cheating. You was cheating. And big picture, ladies, big picture, if Will did this, we will be throwing him not under the bus. We will be throwing him in hellfire. Do you understand me? Will Smith could never do anything like this.
But who's to say that he wasn't? His person just has kept it
No,
quiet.
but it's not out there. I'm just speaking on what is right now.
Gotcha.
What is right now? Right now it is glamorized. It's huge.
Entanglement.
It's entanglement.
So
Will Smith can't say entanglement.
Well, is that the new word though? Entanglement. Because
It
we had
is.
talked about situationships on episode 1, right? And I know that's a future topic. So maybe the new transformation, the new phenomenon is people going from situationships to entanglements.
It is. That's what it's gonna be.
I mean, listening to it, I've been in all kinds of entanglements. I just didn't know about it. I didn't have a word for it. But now I know I was entangled.
As long as it wasn't an entanglement with entrapment.
No. Well, nobody was entrapped that I was aware of. Now, they may feel entrapped, but I didn't feel entrapped.
So, but that is a good thing to say when you say entangled, and we're talking about entanglements, and that would be if you know that you're hurting and you dealing with another person that's hurt and they've been hurt. Now you got a new title for y'all are entangled,
Right.
Because if you got two hurt people in a situation, it's now considered an entanglement because both of those individuals need to heal. And that's the thing also I guess we can talk about or bring up in another topic. It is important as you intertwine yourself with someone else that you have to be healed. It's important to deal with and face a lot of situations that you been through before you come into something else, regardless of what it is. We all have been in those situations where, you know, we're with someone and you know that person has something going on and you're trying to respect it, but you also know that you see that person's a good person, so you're trying to make that work. But the other side of it too is sometimes we're hurting as women. We find ourselves, as even Jada said, codependent, where we want to kind of.
That was a strong word for me.
Kind
I
of
wanted
want
to
to
learn more.
depend. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Depending on what? Though?
Well, she kind of talked about it because when, you know, her and Will, they've been together for so long, right? So she's in pain. So she's depending on this man because she said she wanted to feel good, you know.
I bet she made her feel good.
Yeah, she look, like Halle Berry said, like Halle Berry said,
feels good.
like Halle Berry said in that movie, she wanted to feel real good.
Okay, well.
But listen, something else that I wanted to bring up. You know, they're talking about August Alsina. Why did he want to bring it up now? I want us to also get kind of away from, in my opinion, get away from the whole record thing. You know, when we're hurting and pain and when we have been in some kind of battered relationship or whatever, there is no timeline to talk to go through whatever we need to go through to heal.
I'm tracking.
You know what I mean? And so if it was, you know, I'm just saying, if it was Jaheim or Bobby Brown or somebody from way back in the past that said they was doing something with Jada, then I'd be like, yeah, or whatever. But August Alsina, in my opinion, is still kind of relevant, you know, in my opinion. So I don't want to use that, but I'm just, in my mind frame, when he was telling his story, I wasn't thinking record. I was looking at it, I'm just thinking this man has been hurt and this man is going through his journey and his healing process. That's what I was feeling like he was operating from. I don't really feel like this was anything else besides that. That's what I was, like, I felt it. You know what I mean?
I'm tracking. What did the record drop?
It said, they said a couple weeks ago.
I wasn't even looking for
It was a couple weeks ago.
But I want to hear some of the lyrics.
It's called The State of Emergency is the name of it. He had a whole documentary that led up to it.
Okay.
And I think when they're talking about he was sick, I saw a clip of his story, and he lost his sister. That was one of the things that young man's been battling with, as well as he has, I think, lupus.
Oh wow! I didn't know that.
Yeah. So when she said he was sick, he was literally sick. He wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't just from a mental standpoint.
Okay.
He has been battling some health issues, so it wasn't just from a mental standpoint of him being sick. So she was not only, I guess, helping him deal with the death of his sister, because I know he raises I think his nieces or something like that. Because I follow him on Instagram. He was raising his nieces. Then he was sick, of course, and he was addicted to drugs. I think it was
Really?
painkillers or something
I didn't
like
know
that.
that either.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people are talking about him and the things that's going on with him, but you have to know kind of a little bit of his story. I won't say I'm a big fan, but I do follow him and I like his music or whatever. But he's been through a lot of stuff, and you can actually hear the pain sometimes in his music of the stuff that he's gone through.
Yeah.
So
That's unfortunate.
for me, I just, you know, even though I say he kind of used it for his record or to drop, the biggest piece for me is I hope that this young man does find some type of peace or healing from all of this and the discussion, and it may even take them all having, you know, their own individual type of counseling to sit down with someone and say, hey, this is what happened and this is how.
Right.
Maybe they need an entanglement therapy session, like everybody.
With
just sits down and
Ayanna.
talks.
Yeah,
No.
Ayanna.
Oh, no.
No.
I mean, I like her, but I mean, that would be a pretty strong therapy. You know who I do like? The therapist from the marriage boot camp. I think she's pretty. She does a good job.
Yeah.
Well, whoever they choose, you know,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of celebrity therapists.
Yeah.
There's a lot of celebrity ministers and pastors, but whoever they feel is neutral, who can be fair and facilitate the conversation. You know,
because
they can figure that out.
Will and Jada, you know, when they were talking and they were saying how, you know, people are gonna say why they're laughing, you know, because they dealt with it years ago, but they had each other to deal with it. You know what I mean? They got to lean on each other. He didn't have anybody to deal with it, and he broke it off because he saw that they were coming back together. That's what he probably saw from afar, and he stopped calling her. If you listen, what people thought for the longest is that Jada broke it off with him, and what she came out and said, he stopped calling her, and so that truth came out today. And so in my mind, a part of his healing was like, I need to stop this. You know what I mean? And so that's a big step.
Yeah.
You know, that's a big step.
Especially, I mean, there's an age gap there between him and her, and that's another thing that people talk about. Oh, you know, she's a cougar and this, that, and the other. You know, and it's funny because we started this segment out about social media, and it's funny because, man, social media, when we were younger, we didn't have.
We had that Polaroid, shake it up.
Those box cameras. Yes.
Right, or you had to wait 7 to 10 days for your photos to come back, or you know, phone calls. You know, people didn't know what was going on until 2-3 days later. Now something it's like fire.
Is he receiving a lot of negative feedback on his interview? I only saw bits and pieces. I didn't watch the whole thing.
I think it's mixed.
It's
reviews.
a mixed reviews.
Okay.
Yeah, it's, you know, some people are negative, and even with, I mean, she just literally dropped this red table talk.
Right.
And it was intentional.
At
I think it was
4:30, 5 o'clock this afternoon when I'm looking at it, and it's all over the memes that are, is it memes or memes? Memes that are just all over social media already. People done chopped up Will's face and his facial expressions, and it's just amazing what you can do with a computer and, you know, share, and just, you know, even with us sitting here on YouTube talking about it.
I'm just glad Will was like, we need to be real, because she was trying her hardest to be, you know, all prim and proper, and Will was like, no, we're not doing that. You know, what's an entanglement? You know, like what is that? I'm like, chick, you from Baltimore, I'm from Philly, let's call it what it is, you know, because if it was the other way around, y'all be like, I'm cheating. You know, that's what we would be like, we cheating, I'm a cheater, you know.
Do people really come out and say I'm cheating? Or do they say, like, you know,
if it's
complicated? Because I always hear people say it's
no. What I'm
complicated.
saying, if it's the man, we gonna call him all kinds of dogs. We gonna call him all kinds of stuff, and that's what it would be if it was at the red table. You know what I mean? If it was the red table, it would be all kinds of therapeutic sessions. You know, it would be. It just looked crazy. I just know. It just what it is. But because it's Jada, you know.
Well, maybe the table color needs to change.
It did.
I mean, the red table, you know.
What I liked about today was Will made sure that it was real.
Oh, he did a good job. Again,
he did a very good job. He did very
one
good.
of my favorite
and
actors,
he maintained his manhood for me today. He maintained his dignity, but he did it in a loving manner. You know what I'm saying? And he did not degrade his wife in any way. That's what I liked about it. You know, but he held his wife to the fire at the same time. Like, look, you hurt me. Now don't get it. And when he said get back, I was like, oh, I don't know what the ending part. I was kind of like,
Well, I understand what get back means.
I understood too, but I was like,
Maybe that'd be another red table
Yeah.
topic. Maybe we'll have by another entanglement.
I don't know.
Entanglement. So viewers, I mean, here we are.
Hopefully they'll do an NDA.
That is a good point. So we definitely want to, as Takesha was saying, hear your views, get your feedback.
Get your feedback.
Post comments, subscribe to our page, like our page.
Yes. Please share our page. We want more comments.
And if you also want to have us discuss any particular topic, please email us at the Rooftop Roundtable at gmail.com. We appreciate you guys taking your time to watch our videos tonight. We're going to continue talking about this, but for now, good night.
See you next time. I can't wait to read these comments.